You have a task sitting on your desk right now. You know you should do it. It has been sitting there for hours, maybe days, and yet every time you sit down to start, your brain finds a dozen reasons to do literally anything else. Clean the kitchen? Suddenly thrilling. Reorganize your inbox? A top priority. Checking your phone for the fourth time in 10 minutes? Essential. This is not a character flaw. You are not lazy, and you are not broken. What you are experiencing is the single greatest friction point in human psychology, the friction of initiation. Your brain does not hate the task itself. It hates the friction of starting it. Once you are actually doing the work, the dread almost entirely vanishes. But that initial leap, going from zero momentum to active effort, feels like trying to push a 2-ton boulder up a hill. Enter the 5-minute rule. It is ridiculously simple, absurdly effective, and rooted in cognitive behavioral science. Here is how it works. Whenever you face a task you are avoiding, you make a rule with yourself. You tell your brain, I am only going to work on this for 5 minutes. That's it. Once 5 minutes are up, I am fully allowed to quit, guilt-free, and walk away. That's the entire deal. 5 minutes, then total freedom to stop. Now, why does something so simple work when willpower repeatedly fails? Because it completely rewires how your brain evaluates threat and effort. Procrastination is rarely a time management problem. It is an emotional regulation problem. When you look at a massive project, a 20-page report, an intense workout, a deep cleaning project, your brain interprets that huge effort as a threat to your energy reserves. To protect you, your brain triggers an avoidance response. It begs for a low-friction dopamine hit, like scrolling social media. When you tell yourself, I have to finish this entire report right now, your brain panics. The mental cost feels massive. But when you tell yourself, I only have to type sentences for 300 seconds, the threat vanishes. 5 minutes feels safe. 5 minutes demands almost zero emotional energy. Your brain drops its defense mechanisms and says, fine, we can do 5 minutes. Here is where the magic happens. Physicists call it momentum. Psychologists call it the Zeigarnik Effect. The Zeigarnik Effect is a psychological phenomenon establishing that human beings experience cognitive tension when a task is left incomplete. When a task is unstarted, it exists as a vague, terrifying cloud of potential work. But the moment you actually open the document, type the first line, or pick up the first tool, 2 critical shifts occur simultaneously. First, your brain moves from abstract fear to concrete focus. The task shrinks down from a monster into a series of manageable steps. Second, completing those 5 minutes creates an internal urge to close the loop. You have already crossed the hardest threshold, the initiation barrier. You are already sitting there, the file is already open, and the pen is already in your hand. Studies show that roughly 80% of the time, once people complete their mandatory 5 minutes, they just keep going. The friction is gone. You aren't forcing yourself to work anymore. Momentum is carrying you forward. And what about the other 20% of the time? What if 5 minutes pass and you still genuinely hate what you are doing? You stop. This is the most critical part of the entire rule. You must honor the bargain. If you force yourself to keep going every single time, your brain will realize the 5-minute promise was a trick. It will rebuild that initiation friction the next time you try it. But if you give yourself genuine permission to stop after 5 minutes, your brain learns to trust the agreement. Even on days where you actually stop at minute 5, you still won active points. You broke the paralysis, made incremental progress, and proved to yourself that starting isn't dangerous. You do not need massive bursts of sudden motivation to change your productivity. Motivation is unreliable. It arrives late and leaves early. Momentum, however, is dynamic. So take the hardest thing on your to-do list today. Do not commit to finishing it. Do not even commit to an hour of hard work. Give it 300 seconds. Set a timer, start the clock, and let momentum handle the rest. Our brains are wired to take the easy way out. but we don't have to navigate these mental traps alone. Subscribe to join a community of curious minds committed to seeing the world as it actually is, not just how it's repeated to us. Understand your mind, think better, decide smarter. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you there.